that we're going to do for a little while, is there are times where you could do other things for sure, right?
Yes.
Like, for example, I'm gonna shoot on you. Boom, he stops this. I may instinctively try to go to things like this, right? Where I go, oh, I don't know what to do here, so I just kind of recover a guard position, right? By hook or by crook, I kind of figure it out, right? So here, I don't like what's happening, and I kind of concede this kind of stuff, yes? And it's safer than being, you know, kind of shut down here and start eating strikes to the head or getting choked or whatever. So don't get me wrong. But there are also times where returning to that kind of guard should be a last resort in a real self-defense situation. You don't want to just kind of, I guess that's where I'm going to end up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you're still in a position where you can definitely make stuff happen. Now, if he charges into me here and I lose position, okay, fine. I am where I am. That's just kind of the way things went down. But I don't want to just immediately concede to a bottom position. And there are times where you can fight or scramble to make sure that you don't have to end up on the bottom. If you end up on the bottom, you have tools to do that, yes? But sometimes there's a little bit of a trade-off. When we okay, what's the best way to frame this conceptually? Let's say I do a positional reversal here, yes?
Yes.
I go from clearly inferior to clearly superior, yes?
Yes.
But there's also, as counterintuitive as it may seem, there is some benefit in going from neutral to quasi-neutral, meaning that I never conceded the inferior to get the superior. Right? So we're here, we're somewhat at neutral, I'm losing neutral, right? And then we're here. Now he's not in a totally, I mean relatively he's inferior, right? But he's not being dominated at this point. There's stuff he can do to reorient himself back to kind of a neutral position. And there's times where you don't have to go all the way to inferior to try to get to superior. Sometimes it's okay to go like, no, I'm just never going to concede the inferior position. And once our bodies collide, I'm going to trust my jiu-jitsu to figure this out once we're there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you don't want to be, too quick to just flop on the back and wrap the legs up. If you have to, that's the best option. But sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes you can fight a little bit more before it gets to that point.
Yes.
Questions? All right, a couple more times.